What's up, everybody? Friendly Greens here, and we are back with another grow here. This grow, we're gonna be doing some gold glue by Mephisto genetics, as I wanted something a little more old school, kind of funkier, something with a little bit of funk to it. And as you see, we are on day one with all of these gals here. They are all popped up. The soil, I know it looks a little dry, but as you see here, there's still quite a bit of moisture underneath that top couple centimeters. Same with this one, still decent bit of moisture underneath that top little bit of soil. And then I have this little solo cup to start my photo period that I'll be doing and showing you guys in another video. I have my humidifier on to humidify the tent up to 65 degrees. I have that little back fan at about, I think, a setting of 2 or 3, not very high, very, very low. We are at, I want to say 24, 23 inches from the top soil, and we are sitting at about, I want to say about 46-ish, maybe close to 50% on the light, which I did a reading of the PPFD, and that is giving me about 250 ppfd with a DLI of 15.5. so they are getting pretty much everything they need. With this new grow that I'm doing, as you see, the pots are a lot smaller in circumference. These are 2-gallon pots, but they are a foot tall pot, because I did some research, and apparently these autos like to send down that taproot pretty far. So as a little experiment, I want to see with these foot tall 2 gallons if it'll make a difference in the plant size or whatnot. Obviously it's going to make a difference in height restraint, so I'm going to have to jack up my height a lot higher depending on, well, obviously how massive these girls get, or if they get massive at all. They're not supposed to be very big plants from what I've read on the website description, but you know, that can always change and be different. So I'm looking forward to these. They're supposed to be more squat, kind of bushy plants. They are an 80% indica, 20% sativa strain, so I am looking very forward to that. And this gal popped out of the soil basically yesterday. She was the first to pop out of the soil, and then she was second. So this one's taproot. When I was germinating her, she had a taproot like this long in 16 hours. And then that one just had the normal size taproot in about 24 hours. And then that one had a normal size taproot in about 26-ish, 27-ish hours. So yeah, we kind of got them all going, and I'm hoping that they turn out pretty well. We are using organic dry amendment nutrients, so I'm curious to see how that's going to be. I've never used them before. I do know that since I am in a smaller container of medium, that the nutrients aren't going to last as long, which is totally fine. I can just give more nutrients to it more often. I do know that it takes about a week or so for the nutrients to just kind of start breaking down. But I also did get an organic tea mix, so I'll be adding that to it as well to supplement them. And yeah, nothing too crazy different. We don't got the sidebar lightings on yet, just because we don't need all that extra light and stuff like that. I know this cord's kind of probably annoying and in the way, but this is my cord. I have it run up around here, kind of a little janky, but as you see that bigger black box right there, that is the humidity gauge for this humidifier, because it has an automatic shut off and turn on point and stuff. I like to aim this kind of curled down, so any humidity that like makes like moisture and sticks to something, it'll just slide right back down into the container itself. We haven't used too much humidity just because, well, where I'm at, pretty much all the snow's melting, and I like to have my window open because I'm drying. So the humidity has stayed pretty high in the bedroom itself. It's sitting at around 53, so this doesn't really have to try too hard to get it up to 65, and then it just settles there. Unless like I come in the tent and I open it up like I am now. But yeah, I'm just giving you guys a little update ski on these little gals here. I did add a little support to her just because yesterday she was kind of like curved and wanting to, like, I don't know, almost like grow into the soil, but well, as you see from her stem there, I can probably remove that. She's not really growing into the soil direction anymore. Give you guys some little shots. She's getting some leaves poking out here. And this one, little leaves aren't as big, but yeah, not too bad. I probably will give them some water. Probably I'll check at the end of the day today, but I shouldn't need to give them water at least for another day or two, just because of how moist it is staying in the room. And just checking the topsoil, it's still pretty moist in there. Don't want to overwater these gals. So what I did was I gave them about 30 milliliters of water, and I watered it before I planted the seed into the pot, not after. And then I just did a mist over the top of it with a mister. And then as you see these red solo cups that are holding up this one, I had 3 of them, and I used those as humidity domes, sprayed the inside of those just to really ramp up that humidity. Even though I have a humidifier, I just don't like running it super crazy high in the tent and then possibly get like mold buildup on like any of the fabric inside the tent. And the second that they pop through soil and are busting out of their shells, I remove those solo cups off them and start letting them get hit by the light. And that's pretty much how I do my planting from germination, because I like to germinate in a old game, like video game case, in a paper towel. I'll soak that till it's like soaking wet, and then I'll wring it out till it's moist, and then plop the seeds in there. I put those on like a winter hat, set on a heat mat, put that on top of the winter hat, put a glass plate, and then I'll wrap the CD case in a sweater and then put that on top of that glass plate. It's a lot of layers in between the heat mat, but I promise you this gives the perfect optimal heat temperature for germination. Since I've been doing it this way, I have always had the seeds pop. Like these seeds in particular, they're pretty decently old seeds, and they all popped really quick doing it this way. So yeah, I can always do a video too on the next run of how I germinate if you guys are interested in seeing something like that. If so, you'll have to let me know on that. But yeah, this is just a little update on the new grow. And if you guys liked, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, as it helps the channel out greatly and the whole growing community as a whole. And I will catch you all in another update video. Later, guys.